All right, good morning, everybody. It's a different view, different angle today. It's because it is freezing in my Pagona, and it's Pagona's where I'm going to record, and it's everything's wet. Everything's all the snow and wind and rain. It's all come in. The sides have popped up, and anyway, this isn't a weather channel, so we're going to get cracking. And yes, I know if you're watching this, I still got my Christmas tree up. I'm taking it down today. Don't worry. I love Christmas and I don't like taking things away. By the way, today on the podcast, we are going to go through my week in numbers. Yeah, I love the build of Christmas. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And then in January, I'm like, oh no, it's all finished. And so every January, I have to book a holiday. So me and the wife, we're going away on our own to Tenerife next week for 3 nights and staying away in the hotel on the airport the night before. Normally we take the kids, but I've taken the kids so much out of school that I've been warned, and ultimately I'm going to get a 2.5 grand fine, and I might lose my DBS, which is ridiculous. Safeguarding of children because I'm now a threat, so I might not be able to coach my kids' football anymore because I've taken the kids out of school too much, which is ridiculous. Because in my opinion, I think school's all the shit, and I think that I teach them more outside school than they learn inside school. But that is a podcast for another day. I just don't think the school system. We don't like. Why don't we teach like financial literacy? Why don't we teach understanding loans, mortgages, all finances of life and stuff? And the problem is and I'll stop. I'm going to stop writing honestly. The problem is we're putting our kids development in the hands of somebody. I don't know. I don't know who the teacher is. I don't know what their views are on X, Y, and Z. I don't know if it aligns with mine. I don't know anything about that person. And yet we're trusting them to look after our kids for 6 hours a day and teach them principles that they can take through life. Honestly, the more and more I look at homeschooling, the more and more I just don't agree with the educational system at the minute. The curriculum hasn't been changed. Well, there's been small changes over the years, and at 15 years old, 14 years, what do you want to be when you're older? Oh, we bloody hell knew. I didn't even know anything about self storage. Certainly didn't know anything about podcasting. Certainly didn't know anything about courses. It's just like the world's changing so much. I don't know. Obviously, the school system's hard because you've got to educate for the masses, and so it's hard to narrow it down. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I know some of my audience are going to think, yeah, completely agreed. And some other parts of my audience are going to like, no, that is ridiculous, absolutely stupid. School systems are fantastic. The curriculum's good. It's great for babysitting, for childcare. The amount of arguments I have with my family about this, and we've got loads of teachers in my family, and most of the teachers actually agree. But there is a couple of people in my family that don't, and it gets to not heated debates, but it gets debated. Anyway, let's get cracking. Let's talk about storage. So this week is going to be a podcast every single day. Tomorrow, I have got a very, very special podcast because I want to shout out somebody who I have grown to be very close to over the months and years. And I think it all started with a drunken conversation at a conference. And ever since that, we've been buddies. And I absolutely love this guy. And so I want to give a personal shout out to somebody tomorrow. It will be in the newsletter as well, because I think what he does is exceptional. And I want to start featuring this. And why not? He's done work for me. He's been fantastic. And do you know what? And normally I always say get 3 quotes. I shouldn't tell him this, but I don't get 3 quotes. I get 1 quote because I know him, I like him, I trust him. And so why would I work with anybody else? I trust him, but he's not going to rip me off. I trust him, but he's going to do a good job. And I trust him, but the equipment that he uses is spot on. And he's passionate as well. I love people who are passionate about their industry, their cause, and he definitely is. So tomorrow, I'm going to give a shout out to him as well. And it's all in the newsletter as well. I'm going to be writing it up this afternoon, tonight, this afternoon. And we're going to give a shout out tomorrow because I think it's important to shout out people who are genuinely awesome human beings and they're genuinely doing a great job. And if anybody in my network, anybody who listens to this wants what this guy is selling, what his job is, what his company is, then it's a perfect match. And I can't recommend him enough. Like I said, I only use him now. Right, so let's get on. Mondays, what we do is we go through my week in numbers. Obviously, being over Christmas and New Year, It's been very, very quiet, time off, so we haven't done as many reservations as I would have liked, but it's okay. It's been ticking away. The quotes have been good as well, which surprised me. So the headlines, 117 quotes. We were minus 55 square foot for the week, so neither here nor there, which is good, really. Even though it's supposed to be a net positive week, it's good overall because December is traditionally a month where excuse me, where we lose a lot of square foot. And don't get me wrong, we have lost a lot of square foot, but not as much as we would have thought. So that's pretty good. Right, reservations this week were 17. Reservations to quotes, conversion rate is 15%, so nowhere near good enough. But like I said, it's been over the Christmas period, so things changed at the end of that period. Move-ins, we've had 16, so that's a conversion rate of 14%. Let's start with finances. Let's start with Google Analytics. We had 294 website visitors, which is more than we've been having recently. 117 quotes. So that means 40% of my website visitors have actually got a quote. So which is really, really good. Anything around 20, as long as it's over 20, that is perfect. Your website's doing its job. 17 reservations. So like I say, we normally like 25% of our quotes to reserve, but Christmas period, it's not, you can't really compare. Overall, 17 reservations, and we had 294 website visitors. So that's 6% of our website visitors reserved. Anything over 5% is good. It means your funnel is working. By the way, I'm a person who, a great believer in mentorship. I'm a great believer. If you want to start a self-storage business or you have a self-storage business, then I think you're absolutely crazy not to learn as much as you can with it, be through other consultants or taking my course or whatever. I think you're crazy to go it alone. And I practice what I preach. This year, I'm spending over £100,000 on mentors, courses. I've already spent 42 grand with Dan, and I've spent £45,000 just to work with this one person for 8 to 10 weeks. And it's all about funnels, making sure my funnel is perfect. And it's not the funnel for this, by the way. It's a funnel for my self-storage. It's not funnel for self-storage customers. It's funnel for my course for self-storage. Basically, she said that when I was talking about, basically all I do is, hey, you guys, and my newsletter, you guys, do you want to buy my course? My course is here. Just go and sign up there. And she goes, I can't believe that you've sold well into 6 figures in a year just by doing that. Nobody does that now. It doesn't work. I'm like, well, it does. If you create a good audience and you give, and then your course is good, then it does work. And she was like, Dean, if we can get a funnel, basically like a video sales letter, targeted emails going out. And by the way, it's not going to be like it was before. You won't get hounded with me. It's when you start the newsletter, people then go through the course, go through the funnel, trying to sell the course then. And so it's going to be like on evergreen rather than a launch every 3 months, because I hate it. Honestly, I hate selling. I see the open rates go down to 50%. I see the unsubscribes. I'm like, oh no, people are getting pissed off with me. But and then I get real mad myself and think, wait a second, I'd give all this value and don't ask for anything back. And I try to sell for a little bit, and then you get mad. And I was like, no, that's not the way I am. So anyway, but I hate it. I feel like, I feel real yucky. Every sales email, I'm like, I don't want to send it. And then my mentors and said, look, you've got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable when selling. I'm like, right, okay. Well, I am uncomfortable. So there we go. I've taken that box. Right. So anyway, back to it. Dino, revenue. We took last week 66,600, and that was because of obviously all the money coming in from a previous week when it was closed. And this week again should be another high week because we didn't take money on New Year's Day. Is it New Year's Eve? I don't know. But what day did we take money? Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday. New Year's Eve, we didn't take any money, and New Year's Day we didn't take any money. So that means that we should have a bumper amount in this week as well. So 66,000 overall, 2,000 at Glasgow, 13,000 Mansfield, 7,000 Wrexham, and 10,000 at Clough Road, and 6,000 Willoughby, and 28,000 at, sorry, 6,000 at Beverley, 28,000 at Willoughby. I think I need glasses. I'm like focusing. I'm like, I keep saying to the wife, I've got 20/20 vision. Honestly, I've never needed glasses. I've never, she goes, Dean, you've never took an eyesight test. So how do you know? You could need glasses. You just don't know. Right. Reservations. Charlene was 4, James was 5, Jack was 6, Claire, Mark, and Angela were 0. You losers. It's a bit unfair because Angela's only been in one day, Mark's been off, and Claire's been off. So still losers. So well done, Jack. Again, great work. By the way, if anybody wants to work with us and you're in the Hull area or can get to Hull, we are looking for a executive sales person. Awesome wages. You get to work with an awesome team, and we would love to have you. deanbooty@icloud.com. Just sends a message there. If you listen to this podcast, then you're already one up on anybody else who would apply for the job anyway, because I love you. Right, Willoughby, individuals. 23 quotes from Willoughby. 3 reservations. Wow, only 13%. 7 move-ins, which was 30%. And 740 square foot moved in, 125 moved out. So we're 615 up. So what does that mean? Crucially, we start the year above 80%, 80.12, which is fantastic. This time last year, we was nowhere near. So that is really, really good news there. Really chuffed. Chuffed to bits, man. Clough Road, amount of quotes. Where did that come from? Chuffed to bits, man. Oh, I need to say some more, don't I? At £9.82 with merchandise sales. Do you know what? This is controversial. We might stop selling boxes. We might do. We're so busy with quotes and everything else, and it's like 1% of our turnover. We make a little bit of money on it, but is it worth it? And James has put a thought in my mind thinking, Dean, do we really need it? Somebody came in, I was under pressure. Somebody came in, wanted 1 box. So we sold it for like £4. I was like, yeah, I don't know. And it took me 20 minutes to talk to her. And then we all know that there's this study what tells you how long it takes you to get back in the zone again. And so you're talking over half an hour. It costs us half an hour of James's time to sell that box. Is it worth it? And it's not just once. We get people coming in just for odd boxes all the time. I'm like, I don't know. But then equally, it does let people know you're here. The more they know you're there, the more they're going to use you. So it's one of those. I don't know. And everybody was mad about, can we get more boxes? It doesn't really matter. When I first started and when I first opened, I was always about box sales, doing a boxing package. And ultimately, that's a load of shit. It doesn't matter. Focus on what drives the revenue. What drives the revenue? A box sale every now and again is not going to make the blind bit of difference to you overall when it comes to it. It's not. It's just not. It's not going to drive your business. It's not going to change your business. But changing your sales process, looking at how you can offer self-storage, looking how you show up in the local area, that can change the trajectory of your company, not the occasional box sale. So yeah, it's interesting. And by the way, the first time that I started questioning it, because I am a bit slow to the party sometimes, somebody needs to put the idea in my head, was a speech with Gavin Shields was doing when he was on stage. He goes, and he was talking about manless. Somebody was debating him, said to him, yeah, but what about box sales? And he went through and said, this is how much you take on box sales, say 1%. 1% of this equals that, and you're only getting, say, 50% margins when cost of goods and stuff. So he said, I'm okay not having that. I was like, right, I need to think about this. And I actually went for a walk and thought about it, and I was like, yeah, I think he's got a point. Gavin Shields, by the way, is so sodding intelligent. I love speaking to people who are more intelligent than you, and that happens quite a lot with me. And when I talked to him, I nearly blew a snot bubble, and I started laughing. I was like, no, come here. Yeah, when I talked to him sometimes, I'm like, oh man, I want to say something smart to come back to him. I got nothing. So I've got a meeting with him on Thursday, which is always good because I always learn something. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, even though I had to cancel the meeting we had before Christmas because times and stuff. But yeah, I'm having a meeting with his marketing team on Thursday, so it should be good. Anyway, back to this. Sorry, I felt like I hadn't done a podcast for ages, so I just like talking to you. It's great because then no one talks back to me. It's like when I talk, I don't get to talk. No, I don't. If I've got an opinion at home and I say my opinion, I get backlash off Claire. But here now, I can give me opinions about box sales and stuff. And the great thing is, no one can argue back to me because no people are listening. But yeah, actually, anyway, sometimes I wonder, like, why the heck do people listen? I got a message. I got loads of messages over Christmas and said, "Oh, it feels like I know you," and I know exactly how I feel because I listen to podcasts and they don't know me at all, but I feel like I know them. And yeah, the messages over Christmas was just absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I loved it. It was fantastic. So sometimes I just like do wonder. I just ramble about stuff, but anyway, I do appreciate it. Right, so we're 80.12% full. Merchandise sales were average of 5,700. Next week, it's a very quiet week. 175 due to move in and 300 due to move out. The wife is just going out with the kids. Leave me to work for an hour or so. Amount of quotes, 27. Actually, I'm going to go for a run. Health first. Amount of quotes, 27. Move-ins, reservations, 3 apiece. Yeah, the wife is going out. So that means that it's conversion rate 11%. We moved in 100, we moved out 510, so it was 410 down. 3,600 was the average average insurance sold. And then we've got 1 move in for 100 square foot, and we've got 3 move outs for 275. Beverly, we had 9 quotes, 1 reservation, 1 move in, so that's 11% again. 160 square foot moved in, 50 square foot moved out, so we're net 110. Hoy, amount of rooms, amount of rooms moved in, 1 internal room, sorry, external. I'm seeing them walk past the window, woof, woof, and it's like, I can't concentrate. Doesn't take much, just knock me off track. We're 84.9% full. Total internal. Don't know why it says internal. They're all external. One moved in, 1 moved out. We're 4,000 square foot. We've got amount of move-ins due this next week is 3 for 165 square foot, 4 move-outs due for 405. So bad week due at Beverly. Wrexham, 9 quotes. Again, 1 reservation, 1 move-in. That's 11%. We've got 320 square foot due to move in. 480 square foot. Oh, sorry, 320. I can see them good. See, now they've gone. All right, I can focus. 320 square foot is moved in last week. 480 out, so 160 down. Average insurance is £3,000. This next week, we've got 2 move-ins of 345 square foot and no move-outs at all. That's good. Mansfield, loads of quotes, 37 quotes. That's bonkers. Only 9 reservations, so that's 24% conversion rate. Only 4 move-ins, so that's an 11% conversion rate. We lost 50 square foot. We have 185 internal rooms occupied, 26 containers rented out, 79.55% full. And we have sold £3,750 worth of insurance. 2 move-ins, so I just keep getting messages. So I was just saying, ring me, it's important. Right, she just left. Didn't want to, came out to my car, I've got a puncture. Ugh. Right, 2 move-ins due next week for 285, 3 move-outs due for 375. Glasgow, 12 quotes, no reservations. This week, I think we're going to have like 4 reservations at Glasgow. Because I just feel like within 12 quotes, somebody's going to book. We've got no move-ins and no reservations, so 0% conversion. 160 square foot moved out, so we're down 160. We're 78.72% occupied, and that's it. No move-ins. Next week, no move-outs as well. 17 reservations in total. Move-ins were 16. That's it. Yeah, I had a bad week on moving. Honestly, during the Christmas period, and I'm going to shut talking about random stuff. No wonder people say, Dean, I think you've got ADHD. Oh, you go on. Like, yeah, probably. Yeah, I think that obviously in eating and drinking, I can't wait this week to not drink. It's like every day because of big family and friends and stuff. It's non-stop. The Christmas period is so busy for us. And by the way, it's not me complaining. I love it. Absolutely love it. Love the Christmas period. But you're eating and drinking all the time. And you think, it's all right. And so I feel like that I put loads of weight on. And I think you can see my chin. That's why I put weight on. My wife was talking. She goes, well, I put weight on my belly there. And I'm like, no, I don't really. I put weight on my... Well, I do put weight on my belly as well. But like, man, I can see when I'm out of shape because of that. So anyway, I'm going to go now. And I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to stop talking and being stupid. I've just clicked back because normally I'm reading something. Now I can click back and see myself. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, actually. It is looking a bit chunky. Right. I'm going to go for a run, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. And I will be seeing you tomorrow when we are talking about my mate. And I will stand by you because you're my mate. Don't know where that came from. Right. Love you. Appreciate you. See you soon, guys. Bye.